Hey everyone, BLiTZ here. Let's get hype. Welcome back to the Let's Play series for Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. So last episode, we raided this crypt right here. We fought a Necromancer and all of his cohorts. And we got some pretty cool loot from it. So we're going to equip that because we rested at this campfire, spent a couple of our points so that we can be 5 spirituality, which I believe was the requirement for this. Looks like when you get the requirement, it goes away, but otherwise it'd be in red on the item here. So we are going to equip that now because we can. While I love the look of this thorn helmet, it's pretty sweet. The bonus doesn't suit us too well because we want to be ranged. We want to not get hit. So this Necromancer's mask is a little bit better because it's going to increase our max mana, and we're going to want to do that because we have also picked up a spell which is a summon. So we've got skeleton army thanks to our Necromancer friend in there. This is going to reserve some of our mana, so we want to increase that max mana, but it's going to be a really good distraction for our enemies. I think we're going to drop the Burning Ember out of our loadout. Maybe we'll just put Blood Transfusion in case we need to soak up some HP if we get hit. And we'll still run with Flicker Bolt because that has been freaking amazing for us. I've been loving that spell. Let's see. Let's make sure we don't have any better amulets. No, it doesn't look like we do. We'll keep the Novice Amulet for now. And the boots, we do have better boots, but see what I'm saying? That requires 3 endurance. We don't have that. We've been putting our points in spirituality, so we'll keep going with what we've got. It's like in this game early on, you're either out of mana or you're out of stamina. So it's a balancing act between the two, at least in the early combat until we get that higher mana pool we're looking for. So we're going to keep like a dagger or some type of melee weapon in our offhand. And we'll also keep like this bow and arrow in case we want to do range, but we run out of mana. All right, so it's nighttime now. We're going to head back to town because we got some more quests. And we want to turn in the Dead as Dreams quest that we just finished, see what our reward is, maybe put some stuff in the stash for selling later, maybe pick up a few more quests, and then we'll head back out and knock those quests out as we get them. But I am interested in doing some other things like exploring some of this area here and maybe back the area that we started in. So we'll see how that goes. Think that the enemies are going to be a little bit rougher at night for us, but they're going to drop ethereal cobwebs, which we're going to need later on in the game because it's going to allow us to do some specific things later. Let's go ahead and summon our skeleton. I think we got to long cast it to summon it. And there he is. Interested to see how the AI for that works because, you know, sometimes it's hit or miss in these games, right? Where he might just wander off and attack things that I don't necessarily want the attention of. Like, is he going to go and attack, you know, a deer or some monster on the fringe of my viewpoint here? Doesn't look like he is. Looks like he's pretty dedicated to just following us. Hopefully he'll engage only when we engage. Okay. Don't know what that was or is about, but we're going to mind our business. Am I going the right way? Not really. We got to run back. We got to run back this way. Really cool visuals at night here. I'm digging this. Wow. My own skeleton, see? Teleported right in front of me. Thought it was an enemy. An outlaw. Let's go ahead and see what the skeleton's made of. Well, this guy's gonna range us, and I'm not gonna sit here and let him do that while my skeleton makes it to him. But let's see. It looks like he does. Let's see if he can take a hit or two. Okay, it's not too bad. That's just one. I can summon more, I believe, but it's gonna take more of my base mana pool down there. The gray area is what's reserved for him right now. All right, we're on track. Let's take this guy out. See, you see what I'm saying about the AI? Like, I think I could command him to attack an enemy, like right off the bat. Problem with that is, I gotta have that. I gotta be using that spell. That guy almost snuck up on me. Try to cleave me. Let's see if he makes work of him. Oh, skeleton died. We've got no shield. Somebody's throwing arrows or something at us back there, unless that was some weird thing this guy did. Looter's mask. All right, got a magic item from that guy. Let's call back our skeleton so we have a little bit of a buffer on damage tank here. I'm pretty sure I'm about to get over encumbered. Wow. I wonder, is this here at night only? Or, because I don't remember seeing that. Is night over already? Is it? That's it? So I guess whatever that is there during the daytime, but night was pretty short-lived. We basically went down the road and night ended. I mean, and it wasn't too bad. Wonder if they're gonna have an issue with him in town, being that I'm a necromancer now and have a skeleton pet. Well, let's see how they act. Doesn't look like they care. Doesn't look like he cares. So all's good. All's good. Yeah. All right. First thing we're gonna do is hit up our stash. Get out of my way, dude. Let's see. Let's throw some junk in there. Still can't use that short sword. Good thing is we can always sell from the stash. So just carry what you want to carry. Things like the shovel, the pickaxe. I thought I had a regular axe to chop wood, which we gotta find one. We don't have one. This is... Yeah, we don't need that. Skull staff. Okay, we also picked this up from the Necromancer, and I forgot to equip it. So this is gonna increase mana shield by 10%. So we're gonna take damage to our mana, at least 10% of that damage. Yeah. Increase your mana shield by 10%. So on hit, restores 10% of damage dealt as mana, which could be good for us. It's actually a wand, even though it says staff. I guess maybe staffs are technically classified as wands in the game. We will hold that. It actually does more damage than the dagger, so we're going to use that. Put that in all of our weapon slots here. All right, so I also noticed that we got some unidentified items from fighting those monsters at night, which is what I was talking about with those ethereal cobwebs. So we need them to identify this, I believe, at the campfire. We'd fuel it with the cobwebs and be able to identify these items, which could be really good, could be crap. We don't know. I know we picked up some other things in there, so let's see real quick. The Waning Ward. All right, magical shield there. Looks like we have checked everything out that we picked up recently. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's throw those shields in here. I didn't see those. We don't need 2 bows. Actually, that other bow might have been better. Let's check. I think it's the same. 11 to 16. Oh, we can't really utilize it well because we don't have 3 dexterity, so it's all good. Let's go ahead and track that. Make sure we track that quest. Dead as Dreams. Yeah, we're tracking it now. And we should be able to turn that in. About the Forgotten Cemetery.
Yes? Did you find out what's been happening out there?
Oh, we did. A necromancer was conducting experiments in the cemetery. He's not your problem anymore. You're actually looking at the necromancer now. I'm surprised he's not running in fear.
Great. A necromancer. Just what we needed. It wasn't the dark druid from the legends, was it?
I don't know. I didn't feel like talking to him. Well, we did talk to him. I don't believe it was, so we're just going to say no.
Good thing you got rid of him then. We already have the Dalriada almost on our doorstep. We don't need an army of the undead to boot. You did well. Maybe it's not so bad having you here.
Thank you. All right, I wonder, does one thing allow us to speak to the captain, or do we need to do all these other little tasks for you? Let's check it out. I'd like to speak with the captain. Nah, it didn't. I solved the cemetery problem. Okay, let's see if that works.
You've done your part in proving your worth.
Wow.
All right. You deserve the truth. You won't find the captain at the Horns of the South. He ordered us to lock down the keep, and then he disappeared. I have my suspicions about where he might be, but I can't say for sure. And frankly, I hope I'm wrong.
Just tell me where the captain is. Or I can use my perception. Let's try that. I'll take the risk. Tell me your suspicions.
I don't like your tone, my friend. But all right. I suspect he's at the All-Mother's Temple. But I will warn you. If he's not dead already, I'm pretty sure you'll be if you decide to go there. That's where the Dalriada tribes are holed up, and they're not known for their kindness. And if you do find the captain, tell him to return to the Horns of the South as soon as possible. Galahad the Pure is already on his way, and he won't be pleased to find a bunch of keepers hiding behind the walls without their commander. We'll all face consequences if that happens.
Okay, all right. I spoke with Beatrice. Her husband is locked in the cage in the village.
I knew we'd have to deal with this sooner or later. Time isn't exactly on our side. Mahon's condition worsens with each passing night. It's hard for me to admit, but nobody, including myself, really knows what's going on. Maybe a fresh perspective is exactly what we need. If you find any clues, follow them. I'm only interested in the details, and ideally, the solutions.
Can you tell me more about the village?
There are a few retired keepers living there. They might tell you about the good old days if you ask them nicely. There are also some refugees from north of the island, since we had nowhere else to put them. I don't really know much about what's going on in that place. I just make sure they have everything they need, more or less. You can always go see for yourself.
Refugees?
People fleeing from bandits, from the weirdness, you name it. I wasn't exaggerating when I said we were the last beacon of hope this far south. For these people, we are. Don't know how many more we can take, but that's a problem for another time.
All right, we got the main quest updated. Turns out that the captain isn't at the Horns. If I want to meet him, I should find a way to enter the All-Mother's Temple. Where is that at? Way over here. Okay. We gotta power up. We gotta do some side questing here and then make our way over there, I believe. So still got all these quests, even though we've, appeased the captain. Still would like the experience.
Stay out of my way.
What do you need? This is a prison, not a museum. We don't admire here. We punish. At least, that's what they tell me to say. I'm supposed to be intimidating. Grrr. so the prisoners are scared
Okay.
of me.
We did not come down here to this jail previously, so this is interesting. This poster here, the same picture that was in the book in the tutorial. Got anything interesting here?
Usually, it's nothing but interesting, folks. I'm telling you, in these crazy times, every one of them comes in with some wild tale. But right now, quiet as can be. Good thing I've got my books. All my adventures are in there these days.
For a prison guard, you seem pretty content.
Because I am. I asked for this post. Just to get some peace, quiet, and warmth. No useless small talk. No shrieking seagulls. And none of that cursed biting wind. I'm telling you, it's heaven. And I get to read my books too. So if you've got anything interesting, I'd be glad to trade.
Let's check out what he has. Got books. Oh, he's got lockpicks. Oh, and we need this woodcutting axe. 16 gold. We'll buy it. A cut off hand? What did you expect? Okay. So you can walk around and slap people with a hand on a stick. And it requires 2 strength. Interesting. And probably hilarious. Smuggler's dagger. Grants 10 gold after killing an enemy. Wow. Kind of cool. Do I just have to have that on any loadout slot? Because I'd like throw that on my number 4 slot. And I mean, do I have to kill them with the dagger? Thief's medallion, increase your sneak, and moss from a curse well. Coats a weapon. Okay, so coating a weapon for poison. Cool. All right. He's got pretty shady stuff for a prison guard. I mean, I guess he's confiscating it from these people. If I open this, am I gonna like get attacked? Nope. Oh, he's a keeper in here. Why is he in here?
Who are you? What do you want? I don't recognize your face.
Are you a keeper? Why are you in a cell? Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
I am. They told me it's for my safety and the safety of others. I don't like it. The keep is supposed to be my home. And yet here I am, locked in a damn jail.
The safety of others? What is he, a werewolf or something? Have you had strange dreams lately? It's a weird question to this throw out there, not knowing the guy, right? But let's do it.
What? Yes, to be honest. I feel like I'm constantly living in a nightmare. I dream about something hidden deep, like it's between this world and another.
What happened to you?
That cursed madman from the refugee group bit me. I think his name is Cole. The boys told me he's locked up in a cage now. Good. That's the proper place for animals like him. By the All-Mother, if I'd known he was carrying some foul disease, I wouldn't have gone near them.
Yeah, we met that guy. He was in that cage by the docks in the village. What is he like biting people? I mean, is he... Are we having a lycanthropy outbreak here? These people really are crazy. Why did he bite you?
He's just mad. I told the others the group of refugees would bring no good here. And as you can see, I wasn't wrong. Cursed bastards.
How would you describe what's happening to you?
Damned if I know. Whenever I've had a fever or cold before, I could always explain it. But this, I can't find the words. Sometimes it feels like I'm fading away. Like the part of me that makes me who I am is disappearing. I don't know how to describe it. And there's a voice at times. It calls to me. Each night it draws nearer.
What is this voice?
Like a dreadful howl. Not at all human, that's for sure. At times, I hear our words within it. But more often, it's like a noise from deep within the bowels of the earth. Like something very wicked.
Can I help you somehow?
The medic and that red priest both came to see me. Both shrugged, offering no cure. Heber says I should wait. But If you've got anything stronger to drink, I wouldn't say no. It might ease the pain. Even just for a little.
Well, we gave all our alcohol to the dude in the village, so I didn't know that alcohol was going to be such a hot commodity for doing speech checks and things like that in this game, because I would be carrying a lot of it. I'm going to have to go find it, buy it, or something. I don't think it would help.
Yeah? Then why did you bother asking at all, eh? Hold fast and steer clear of those strangers.
Will do. They love these pinups, huh? I don't know if this is going to get us in trouble, but let's see. Doesn't look like it, and we leveled up. Yeah. See, we got the axe now, so we can cut some wood. I didn't know it would be like this. I thought maybe we cutting trees out in the open world, but... Oh, I'm cutting these, and then they're disappearing, so I don't know if this is going to be a finite supply, or am I going to be able to do this again? Let's see. One more left. Yeah, that's it. So it looks like we got like 2 wood every time. Oops. Let's spin this point. Go into our spirituality. Going to be good at one thing off the bat, and that is combat magic. Now, I did want to look at something else, because now we're using a wand. We could benefit from this tree right here. See, they increase spell power by 15% when equipped. So that's an extra nice boost on top of our already increasing it here. It's actually a better increase. So as long as we have the wand on, but we're going to do that for now because we're rocking that wand. So we'll fill this up. All right, cool. We're going to head back down to the town. I don't think we explored it thoroughly. We just kind of got what we wanted to get there in the inn, and then we kind of bolted. So I want to pick up any other quests that might be over there. Also, we talked to this guy's father, or we delivered that medicine. We never talked to him afterwards, I don't think. Let's see what he says. I talked to your father. Seems you two are in conflict.
It's no secret. He's just an old, bitter man who hates the entire world. And I'm a part of it, so, well, it is what it is. That's all. Stay out of trouble.
Alright, that's it. Could have gave me some reward or some XP or something. I mean, come on, man. Grab this. We want all the ingredients. What's up there? Let's check that out. Ah, I forgot. We could have just teleported here. But then we wouldn't have talked to that dude about his dad, so...
My poor Morris. I hope he's surviving out there. Do you need help settling in, dear? This isn't the best day to start a new life in this place, but we don't always get to choose, do we? What a nasty business with that boy. I'm almost glad my Morris isn't here for this. He's such a bleeding heart.
What happened with that boy you mentioned?
Oh, I'm not sure, love. I don't move around too much. I just heard about that fight with the road keeper, and now poor Cole's locked up in a cage. Him and Patrice make such a lovely young couple. They remind me of Morris and me when we were their age.
All right, so her boy is that disease-ridden biter. I'm not a refugee. I just have some business in the keep.
I'm sorry, dear. I hope I didn't offend you. I'm still not used to all this. You see, I was born in Little Grove and thought I would live out the rest of my life there, working in the orchards in the mornings and drinking warm cider with my beloved in the evenings. We never wanted to see the world. I guess sometimes the world doesn't give us a choice, does it?
What happened to you?
Little Grove was raided by bandits, a local gang that had been terrorizing the area for months, growing in numbers with each raid. Their leader, Bald Kate they called her, somehow got hold of a branding iron used to mark outlaws. After pillaging a village, she'd brand some men and women of her choosing. That way, Kate made sure nobody would ever help them, and that they'd have no choice but to turn to her if they wanted to survive. My Morris used to be a skilled tanner. I guess that's why she picked him.
She sounds like a lovely lady, doesn't she? Did he stay with the bandits?
Yes, I asked him to. He wanted to run with me, but he was still feverish after the branding. I was worried he'd die on the road. Now, I don't have many kind words for Kate, but she doesn't like her efforts to go to waste. As long as he stayed, she'd make sure he was healed. I hated leaving him there, and I hate to think of what she's making him do, but I hope he's at least still alive.
Did you ask the keepers for help?
Of course I did, right after I got here. The only answer I got was that they're aware of the bandit problem and are dealing with it. But I've heard rumours that the gate is always shut, and the keepers are forbidden to leave. So, I've got no hope there.
You didn't stay with him?
Look at me, love. I'm just an old woman. I've lived a quiet life, never learned any skills Kate would find useful. She has no need for useless mouths to feed, and Morris, well, he didn't want me to stay anyway. He said we'd find our way back to each other, but I'm starting to fear we'll have to wait for another life.
Do you know where their camp is?
From what I've heard, they decided to stay in Little Grove for a while, drinking my cider to the last drop, no doubt. Not like they have to worry about the authorities. The only ones we saw were the Camelot tax collectors who came by once a year. Other than that, not a uniform in sight since I was a little girl.
I'll keep an eye out for your husband.
Oh, Mother bless you, my dear. That's all I could ask for. Please, let me know as soon as you learn anything.
So what's it like living here?
At first, it wasn't so bad. But now it gets worse every day. We just sit around here, doing nothing. Don't get me wrong, we have food, we have a roof over our heads, and we're grateful for that. But no one trusts us enough to let us do any work. None of us wants to be a freeloader, as they call us. I wouldn't mind a task or two to earn my keep and to take my mind off my troubles. I might not be all hale and hearty, but I've still got two good hands, which is more than you can say about some of the codgers living here.
I heard all of you had a strange dream some time ago.
A dream? Oh, yes. There was one, but I don't quite remember what it was about. I'm sorry, dear. Stay safe, dear.
Alright, got a new quest, branded and exiled. Can't say if we find her husband, he's not going to be like bandit, and we're going to have to put him down, you know? So, imagine having that talk with her.
Wish I'd stayed asleep.
You've come to put me in the cage.
What?
Sorry. Just a bit of grim humor. You know, about what's been happening here. Such a mess, isn't it? Cola's alright, and Beatrice, what a shame. Such a fine girl. Anyway, I'm Ellis. Nice to meet you. What do you need?
We're just gonna run around asking everybody about their dreams.
Aye, there was a dream. Strangest bloody thing out of all the strange shite I've seen. When we woke up, we realised that every one of us had a weird night. I was out in the wild. I had this feeling like something was chasing me. But it was Col who really had it rough. Poor sod was moping around afterwards like he'd been hit by a sack of bricks.
Something about him changed?
Yes and no, to be honest. See, Col has always been quick to anger, especially when things went sour. And back then, an awful lot of things were going to shite. But this time, I don't know. It felt different. He didn't even bother chatting with Beatrice. Normally, they're a good couple. A real match, if you ask me.
Did Cole tell you what was that about?
No, he didn't talk to me or anyone else in the group. Guess he didn't want us to worry. Especially his lass.
The night when you had a strange dream, you were on night watch, weren't you?
Right. I admitted to them that I'd fallen asleep. My eyelids felt like they weighed a ton. And before I knew it, I was out. Maybe it's stupid, but I had this strange feeling. Like something was inviting me in. Into that dream I mean. Don't ask me why. Feels mad just talking about it now, but... well, we were all dead tired, so... it's probably just that.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm Ellis. Goldsmithing is my life and passion. And between you and me, I feel like I'm losing my mind without it. When I hold tools and make beautiful things... it feels like I can bring some light into this wretched world. I wish I was somewhere where I could just do some goldsmithing, but I'm a bit scared. So, here I am, sitting on my ass in some village listening to waves and the screams of seagulls and old men. Nothing to write home about, even if I still had one.
What were you doing before you joined the other refugees?
I was working as a goldsmith in a group of, let's call them business people. I was once traveling with a caravan that got attacked by him. Their chief was a smart guy. The moment he heard I was a goldsmith, he knew what to do with me. He got me converting all the jewelry they stole into new pieces. Do you want to hear what I did once?
Sure.
We went to Timberwall. The gang wanted to rob some merchant's house. We holed up in a seedy tavern and waited for the right moment. Then, one night they broke in. Came back with a whole load of trinkets. Beautiful stuff. The moment I saw it all, I instantly knew what I wanted to craft. They gave me a couple of days. I tinkered for a bit, and then, ta-da! Brand new merchandise. After I was finished, I dressed myself all nice, went to that merchant's house and went, "Good morning, kind sir. I'm a goldsmith. My work is renowned in all of Camelot. Would you be interested in what I have to offer?" You know what he said? Of course I would. That nonce bought the entire lot, even though I inflated the prices like a street peddler. And when I came back, the others couldn't believe their eyes. I thought I was gonna keel over. I miss that.
What's left for someone like
All right. Con artist.
Thought I'd be alone today.
Something happened. Frying lessons.
Again, the dreams.
Frang doesn't dream. Frang calls them visions. And yes, Frang had one not long ago. Alone, surrounded by wolves. They were no aggressive, so Frang felt no fear. It was they who feared Frang. Then, I caught the scent of blood and followed it. But I did not reach the end.
I was just gonna push me and push me away.
Now, Frang waits for the next one, to see what's ahead.
You're not from here, are you?
I'm not from anywhere. Frang is attached to nowhere. I found a home with Dugald. I owe him a life debt.
What do you think of the Horns of the South?
A place without a leader. As I see it, I will finally fall apart. One way or another.
How do you know?
There are no tales about a place that survived without a strong leadership. And it's not about kings, nobleshites, or chieftains. Titles are just words that pull the wool over a man's eyes. What's needed is a strong soul with a strong name. And their names mean as much as Frang's. Which is to say, nothing.
And what about the people you came here with?
Now they're a bit like Frang. Strays with no home. But Reese is strong, despite what happened with Cole. Ellis. He's funny. I like him. Rawson. I know nothing about her. And Dugald. A man who became Frang's father. He has my gratitude.
How about the people living here?
Don't bother.
Have you met the keepers before?
Frang never met the keepers, but the unnamed boy did. Once, a few of them, many years ago, we fought. The unnamed boy survived even though he showed fear. Shouldn't do that.
Why did the unnamed boy fight with the keepers?
The keepers approached the camp of the boy's people. But that past does not belong to Frang. I'm Frang.
I get it. You've said that multiple times in third person.
I've already told you I'm not going anywhere. If you want something from me, then... Oh. I don't know you. I'm Dugald. You're not one of us. And you're not local either. You could have chosen a better time to come here. Kind of poor ambience, if you know what I mean. Well, at least we have a roof over our heads.
I didn't choose to come here. I was shipwrecked here. Thank you. How did you end up here?
My boy Frang and I came here with the others. We left our village because... we had to. Well, I had to. But Frang is a good lad, so he came with me. I took him in, you know. Found the poor sod at the mill, sleeping in the hay. He was chilled to the bone back then, but I could tell he'd be a strong lad once he thawed out. He used to help out on the farm.
Do you know where he comes from?
He's young, but he already has a couple of tattoos. Tribal ones. Means he must have been cast out of the Del Rita. At first, the people in our village gave him dirty looks. But then they realized he wasn't a bandit. He was a good, hard-working kid. Then they started to treat him as one of their own.
Did he tell you why he was cast out?
Ah, Frang is a quiet boy, and he doesn't talk much about himself. I feel like those days with the Reader are long buried for him. Almost like he never lived them.
Where are you from?
Roscree. Few shacks and a small field of grain. I was a miller back there. My daughter married a good, hard-working man. Eventually, I gave them the mill. Still helped around, but wanted to let the young folks learn how to work there. Then this kid, Frang, came along. everything seemed to be going pretty well.
Something happened?
Of course, something happened. Life here can't just be bearable. Oh no. Everything has to get screwed up somehow. That's the way it goes in this cursed land. My dear Trina and her bairn. They got caught by a weird beast. I started to hit the bottle and finally, my son-in-law kicked me out. I left Roscree. And so did Fran. He says he has some kind of life debt. And he won't leave me alone until one of us drops dead.
Sorry about your daughter and grandkid.
I'm sorry too.
How's life there?
To be honest,
Here.
I'm a bit confused about what's going on. Usually it was me who yelled at everyone, and now I feel like a drudge. And this nasty thing with Coll. Poor lad. Shouldn't have ended like that. He and Beatrice got along very well. Let me tell you something. When I saw all these wrinklies around here, I thought this place would suit me. But then all this shit happened. I suspect we won't stay here long.
I heard all of you had a strange dream some time ago.
What? Yes. The people are making a fuss over nothing. A dream is just a dream. No need to dwell on it. Nothing changes. Nothing ever will.
Pretty empty over here. Let's go back down. Look at some of this that we didn't look at while we were here last time.
Buy something or bugger off. Unless you've already bought from Orla. Then just bugger off.
He's a pleasant guy. Good way to run a shop. So you pursue potential customers by being rude. How's that working for you?
Pursue potential customers. Listen here, pal. Clearly you don't understand how trading works in a place like this. I've no idea where you come from, but here, it's the potential customer who needs to pursue the vendor. And that vendor decides to sell to them, or not. It's the vendor who makes the decision, not the other way around. How many people here do you think are offering to exchange goods for coins? I'll tell you, not bloody many.
You mentioned Orlaith.
Yeah, Orla. A woman merchant from the Keep. Go on, try giving her your money. I bet she'll just shortchange you and call it a day. She has no wit and no finesse when it comes to trading.
And you can talk. If you say so. What's this about Orla?
I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family, then made herself at home here. Damn those Timberwall merchants. Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Quanacht. Fair prices, no bullshit.
What contract?
I just told you. A business contract. It's an agreement. Two sides. One sells, the other pays. Sometimes you can also exchange material goods. A barter transaction. But anyway, it fell through. The captain'd rather deal with that woman. Good riddance to him. Well, it's all water under the bridge now.
You're from Kana?
Yes, Connacht. From a merchant family, to be specific. Though I've always wanted to join the royal geographers, to chart the uncharted. But I broke my leg, badly enough that I couldn't travel anymore.
How did you end up here?
After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and looking after the books. It was driving me crazy. Not what I wanted from life. When that contract I told you about fell through, I stayed here for a bit. Lost track of time. My brother got worried, so he came looking for me. I told him I'm not going back empty-handed. So he said we might as well do business here then. He helped me set up the shop, then left for home.
Royal Geographers?
You've never heard of them? They're a guild of explorers, dating back to the age of legends. They travel across Avalon, documenting all the lost and forgotten places, crawling through hidden caves, discovering old ruins. That's what LSA and I dreamed of, though only one of us got to live it.
Who's LSA?
Well, a friend from back home. It was a long time ago. We were both snot-nosed kids who didn't know any better. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of every corner we could find. And on the farms, LSA insisted on marking every stone in the fields. My mother used to get on my ass for wasting so much paper and charcoal. Good times.
What happened to LSA?
She got in with the geographers, started running errands for them. Well, it was right after my accident. I might have acted a bit rashly. Said some things I shouldn't have. You know how it goes. We stopped talking, and then she left Connacht. Haven't seen her since.
It's not as fun as it sounds, trust me.
Oh yeah? Maybe you wouldn't know a good thing if it bit you right in the ass. I swear, people these days.
What was the most unexpected thing about this place?
First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, the village. There's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, the Sunken Village. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that?
How long have you had your business near the Horns of the South?
Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options on offer. But people here don't need much, so what you see is all I have. Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But long term, doubt it. Sooner or later, they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here. They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the businesses running, more or less.
Let's take a look at what he has. Spyglass, lockpicks, fish, basically. Nothing amazing. Let's have a fishing rod. Do I have a fishing rod? Let me see. I think I do. Unless it's in my stash. We don't have that. We don't have a spyglass either. I'm not sure that's not just in my stash, so we'll come back and buy it if we need it. What's going on here? I can repair this. I have wood, but not 50 wood, I guess, so can't do that. Got to be a quest assigned for that somewhere.
What do you want? Who are you?
Hagden asked me to speak with you. He said something's gotten into you.
Ha! Guess he's got nobody else to get pissed with. Finley never liked drinking alone with him. Tagden tends to get into one of his moods. And? What? That's all? You're bothering me just because that old rascal is sitting alone in the inn with nobody to natter to. You people, bugger off.
Okay. Go in here. Oh, we don't want to take any of this stuff. It's all marked at stealing if we do on those. It's like we can just go in everybody's little house here. I don't know what the repercussions of stealing are, but I guess we don't want to find out. What is this? Wooden villa. Okay, so we can buy this for 20,000 gold. Nah, we don't got that kind of money. So this is not stealing. This is interesting. Just sitting here. I mean, this is like a rundown area, but, you know, this is beachfront property here. 20K. I mean, that's a good investment, right? Maybe we need to go and treasure hunt here. Sell all the loot in my stash. Might have enough. Okay, so this guy's involved in that dude down at the beach. Tagden told me about you and Berg. Why aren't you drinking together anymore? This guy's a mute, though, if I recall. Yeah. I need you to be more precise. Do you know what happened to Berg? He does. He was too upset to talk. Did something happen recently? No? Been festering for a while then, huh? So something from his past. Yep. Where can I learn more about what happened? He doesn't know. Will Tagden tell me more? Nah. So I assume I can learn more outside the horns? Yes, okay. Can you point me in the right direction? Yeah. So... writing something? Can't see with the camera angle. Alright, he gave me something, I think. I should visit the place marked on the map. Yeah, okay, he marked my map. That's nice of him. Let's see. Was this the dude? Like, wasn't he drinking with this guy too, though? So you're Darag's father?
Getting a bit curious, I see.
That's right. I remember that. Tell you what, we're gonna play his game. What's the cheapest alcohol? It does not matter. It's all 20 except for that moonshine. Mead is used for things, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I think ale might be too. I don't think we've seen wine used as a basis for stuff, so we'll buy. We could buy a few. Like, I don't know. Let's buy 3. Got that dude in the prison that wanted some alcohol. Although we might not be able to get back to that point in the conversation with him, but we'll see. All right.
Getting a bit cute.
Yeah.
So, what was your question?
So you're Durog's father?
That's what he says anyway. But yeah, he's my blood. Eager like me, and look at that bulbous nose. Won't disown what's clearly mine. But I ain't gonna talk with a stranger.
We have shared so many drinks already, dude. I can't be a stranger at this point. Father and son together in the Horns of the South must be rare.
It's like half the blighters here don't have working peckers. Or they've
Huh.
never even touched a woman.
You went off topic when I asked you about your service in the Horns. He's going to ask for more.
What's with all the questions?
Yep. Bottoms up, buddy.
Ah. I'm starting to like you, stranger. And trust me, it's been a long time since I liked, well, anybody. I liked me brothers in arms back in my glory days. Good lads, every damn one of them. Tough as nails, loyal to a fault. A kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest holes of Avalon. But they're gone now, all of them. The old captain got it in his head to send us down to rediscover some mouldy tunnels under the keep. Damn fool mission that was. We went in together, but I was the only one to come back out. I can still see all their faces when I close my eyes. A hard loss it was, but I'm still here. Oh, some days I wonder why.
Tell me more about those tunnels.
Why the sudden interest?
Well, we're going to expend all of our alcohol recently that we just purchased on him, huh? All right.
Ah, those tunnels, right. Well, me and the lads went down there to check if we could repurpose them under the Horns. Damn fool mission that was. But here wasn't just some empty caves. There were monsters, straight out of Age of Legends. Sick stuff. Stuff to get under your skin. Looked like... Ah, hell. Memory's all twisted up now. Like a bloody nightmare mixed with shadows that don't belong. Wanna know more? Speak with Fergus. He's in charge of this shit show now. Now, I propose a toast to those lost souls. This one's on me.
That's the least you could do. To your brothers in arms, may they rest in peace.
Peace, you say? Problem is, sometimes I think they never died. They haunt me in my dreams, you know? Bloody bastards. I swear I wanted to go back and retrieve their bodies. But our late captain, like Grindelows piss on his grave, forbade me from going back. But when I drink, I usually pass out. And then I don't remember.
All right. We'll go back. Should be able to talk to Vargas about what we just learned. Gobin mentioned the tunnels and the former captain.
Captain Hagen. Well, he was a man driven by pride and a certain disregard for caution. He sent men to explore those old tunnels beneath the keep. Somehow, he got it into his head that there was something valuable down in those tunnels. Treasures, relics, who knows what else. But the truth is, we know what was there. In the Age of Legends, it was just a hospital. There was some kind of outbreak or plague, and the place was sealed off. Nothing left to find, or so the records say.
Isn't it only right to bury the keepers?
Yes, it weighs on me more than I'd care to admit. If I could, I'd see them laid to rest. But no captains ever bothered. It seems they thought it was a fool's errand. Maybe not worth the risk.
But I could go down there.
If you're mad enough to try, then by all means, go ahead. Just don't expect any keeper to follow you. I really don't have men to spare. But maybe it's time to make it right. So, thank you, I suppose.
Key to the dungeons. All right. We can hit it up now. Let's check our stash. See if we have those tools. don't know if it'd be listed as crafting. Certainly not weapons, maybe the pickaxe, but got a hammer. It appears we don't have stuff I thought I had. See if we can give this guy that drink.
Hold fast.
You miss that, you miss that. That's it. Let's go sell.
You're back.
What's the deal with you and Heffen?
Sweet all-mother, is he still whining about that contract? I want it fair and square. My offer was simply better, and Heffen's crap at negotiating. Besides, if you ask me, it's all just posturing. He might have lost the contract for his family, but for him, it was a clear win.
What was the contract anyway?
Trading with the Keep in an official capacity. It means I don't just run this stand, I also handle orders from the captain and the quartermaster. It's a good deal, I won't lie, but it requires a lot of running around. I don't have time to twiddle my thumbs and make nice with the locals like Heffen does.
How is that a win for Heffen?
Look, Heffen may seem dim, but he's a sly bastard. I'm not saying he lost on purpose, because I doubt that. But he didn't have to slink back to Connacht with his tail between his legs. He's got his little stall in the village, and he lords over it like a bloody king. Grouch that he is, he fits right in with the rest of those old codgers. Plus, he got his family off his back. All in all, I'd say he's doing quite well for himself.
So let's buy what we thought we had, which was a spyglass. He just knows how to use it. All right. And then let's buy a fishing rod. I think we've got all the tools we can get now. Nope. Also a sketchbook. Allows sketching. Get that as well. I haven't talked to this person yet.
Blessings upon you, stranger. May the word always resonate within your soul.
Thank you. I've already been blessed with tongs, pincers, fire. Okay.
What do you mean, my child?
You're a red priest, and I think you have a pretty good idea what I mean. Yeah, you do.
I'm afraid you are attributing too many characteristics to me based solely on the clothes I wear. The Horns of the South are my home. My mission is to spread the word. The word is good. I'm afraid that I simply cannot believe your blasphemous words without proof.
Here's your proof. Is this enough? Got a letter to the prior, so it pays to hold on to those things.
Father Leon. I knew him in my youth. He was my mentor, a truly devoted servant of the Prophet. Back then, he was already showing signs of being overly devoted, let's call it. He followed the word and the word alone, which might seem commendable, but it doesn't necessarily make for easy, everyday communication between brothers. He answered questions with quotes. Can you imagine? We never knew whether his faith was truly that strong, or if he was just mocking us. So, this letter, well, it doesn't prove much. It's true that it's written in a normal way, and not using quotes, but the seal matches, and the handwriting too, so I dare not question its authenticity. I dare say, however, that Father Leon's devotion might have turned into madness. Why shouldn't it?
What do you think of the weirdness?
It's a sickness, a corruption, but also a mystery. Many of my brothers would call it a curse, a stain upon Avalon that must be purged. And yet, I wonder, did Kai not teach us that all things have a purpose? That even suffering carries wisdom? The weirdness twists and warps, yes. It consumes and it takes. But it also gives. Life grows in its wake. Strange and terrible, but life all the same. If we are to fight it, we must first understand it. And that is what frightens the Church most of all. Understanding.
Are the horns prepared to fight the weirdness?
As prepared as any men can be against something they barely understand. Swords and fire will hold back beasts, but what of the creeping rot that twists flesh and mind alike? But there is one thing. The Excalibur they keep here. It has not been wielded in an age, yet the weird does not creep near it.
How come?
Well, even as it rests upon its pedestal, the air around it remains untouched. The tendrils of corruption that strangle stone and steel refuse to claim it. The Keepers may not see it for what it is, but I do. There is power in that blade. Something ancient, something beyond the Church's teachings. And if it truly holds back the weirdness, then perhaps it was never meant for men alone.
So you feel safe here?
Safe? No. But safer than most, I suppose. But tell me, what is safety, truly? A stronghold? A weapon? A prayer? I've seen men with all three fall just the same. So no, I do not feel safe. But I do feel watched. And sometimes that is enough.
Let's check out his shop.
Certainly. Kai's blessings know no bounds, but sometimes it's useful to seal them in a handy flask.
Mother's Embrace. Instant heal. Nice. However, quite the pretty penny, and need a little more spirituality for that one. Penetrable shield. Oh, that's a handy thing. Protect you from getting really one-shotted or hit hard from a boss. 800. We don't even have that, though, right now. And some ingredients. Okay. Or regents or whatever.
May Kai's word always guide you. In the word, you will find solace.
This is what we want to make. That guy outside. Give him this. Be healed.
Ah, you're back! How's the remedy?
It's done. Here you go.
Thank you! Ah, I'll finally be able to eat something. Here, take this as my thanks for your help.
He gave us a figure. That's gonna... I didn't really expect to get a reward like that from him. Use that right now. This guy's gonna, like, live in here, huh? we are going to end this one here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Stay chill.